For this problem, we're going to find the secant given the sign is root 5 over 5. Since they don't give us any additional information about any of the other trigonometry functions, we don't know which quadrant we're in. So we're just going to draw a triangle and label the sides that we know. So I've drawn the triangle here. Given one of my angles, the theta, I know that across from this side is going to be my opposite side. I know that my hypotenuse is always my diagonal across from my right angle, and I know my adjacent is the leftover side. So since sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, I know that the opposite side is going to be square root 5, and the hypotenuse side is going to be 5. Now, if I want to find secant, my secant is a reciprocal of cosine. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so secant is hypotenuse over adjacent, meaning I still need that adjacent side that I don't have for my triangle. But I do know that if I have two sides of a right triangle, I can always find the third one using the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to set that up. My opposite side squared plus my adjacent side, which is what I don't know, squared, is equal to my hypotenuse squared. A square and a square root cancel out to leave a 5, plus my a squared equals 25. Subtract 5 from both sides. We end up with a squared equals 20. Take the square root of both. And for the 20, I need to break it up. So I'm going to use a factor tree. 20 splits up into 4 and 5. 5's prime. 4 splits up into 2 and 2. The 2's are prime. And since there's 2 of them, they're a pair. They get to come out, meaning that my a is 2 square root 5. And now I know the adjacent side of my triangle. I'm going to go ahead and fill out my fraction. Hypotenuse side being the 5. Adjacent side being 2 square root 5. And now, of course, we can't leave that square root there. So we're going to have to rationalize our denominator, which means I'm going to go ahead and multiply by the square root of 5 on top and bottom. That leaves me with 5 square root 5 over 2 square root 25. But I know the square root of 25 is 5. So I have 5 root 5 over 2 times 5, since square root 25 is 5. And since there's a 5 on the top and the bottom, they can cancel out, leaving me with the answer of square root 5 over 2.